So let's take a look at some of the top graded defensive players by Pro Football Focus. And Maurice Hurst gets the top grade at almost a 90. Greg Newsome coming back from injury, 64.6. Juan Thornhill, 63.8. Miles Garrett, 63.7. Dalvin Tomlinson, 61.8. When you look at that, they gave up 28 points, so that's why some of those grades are lower. But defensive line still played pretty well. They were just on the field for too long.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? And even Maurice Hurst, like he played the most defensive snaps for him this season, but he's been really solid all year long. I like Maurice Hurst quite a bit. Excuse me, that's his third straight game actually with an 80 plus defensive grade. Decent pass rusher as well, has posted 2 pressures in 3 straight. Miles Garrett, I know that grade looks low, 63.7, but he had a 91.4 pass rush grade as well. That puts him at 94.0 on the year, which leads all defensive linemen. Just had a harder time playing run defense this week. It was his lowest run defensive performance on the year, 29.4 grade there. He was just basically in attack mode, right? Which you can't really do against this Ravens team. They have such a sound run game, a lot of gap scheme runs as well there, where pulling offensive linemen are coming from the backside to take him out. But he was just looking to sack the quarterback a lot in this one and didn't really work on the run plays, unfortunately.
All right, let's take a look. Now let's look at the offensive side of the ball. And as you would guess, these grades not nearly as high. Ethan Posick, who banged up, highest graded offensive player with a 68.8. David Njoku, who had the accident with the fire pit, so he had burns on his face and his hands, played pretty well. You see the grade there. DeJuan Jones continues to play pretty well. Bitonio also graded out in the top 5, and Jerome Ford, the running back, 62.9. When you look at the offensive line and Jerome Ford, they weren't really able to get their running game where they needed it to be to help out the rookie quarterback.
Yeah, it was definitely not where it's needed to be, and unfortunately, it's been kind of the story of the early part of the year, right? The run blocking hasn't quite been as good as it was last year. They're ranked near the bottom of the league in run block grade so far this season, but last year they were a top 10 team in run blocking and very similar personnel, right? So I think there's potential that they can get back up there. But yeah, so far this year, for whatever reason, it just hasn't clicked just yet, which obviously affects Jerome Ford and his yards per carry as well. But not having Nick Chubb there definitely makes a difference too, right?